Picture this. Your shiny new EV needs a mountain of mined materials just to even start. But what if I told you your gas guzzler burns 6 mountains worth of crude oil, gone forever, with zero chance of recycling a single drop? Mind blown yet? Welcome to EV Bunk Blasters, where we torch the internet's wildest EV myths with cold, hard data from the International Energy Agency, the United States Geological Survey, and the Environmental Protection Agency. Today's gonna sting. That viral EVs equal mining apocalypse rant, well, it's half true until we stack the full life cycle. Hold tight. Your gas car's dirty secret is about to spill. I own or have owned 3 EVs, this being one of them. I've test driven more than 20 EV models. I've crunched the numbers on everything from cobalt waste to tailpipe toxins. And I'm here with zero agenda, just the facts that'll make you rethink your next fill up. If you're ready to see and hear the truth about how EVs are incontrovertibly better for the planet, go ahead and hit that thumbs up now. That's what we do here at Jim's EV Adventures in our EV Bunk Blaster series. We blow the anti-EV BS to smithereens. Algorithm, we're live. Let's detonate. Okay guys, this is going to be a 4-act play, and by the end of the play, you will either understand or you will continue to bury your head in the sand and believe the lies of the fossil fuel industry and the drill baby drill rally cry. To me, it does not matter. I'm just like Joe Friday. Just the facts, ma'am. Let's start with Act 1. EVs waste natural resources. To prove what the memes love to say, they say that to build one mid-size electric car with a 75 to 100 kilowatt hour battery in 2025, we have to move roughly 1,100 to 1,500 pounds of critical battery metals, plus 3 to 5 tons of earth when you count the waste rock and other minerals. The meme goes on to brag a comparable gasoline car only needs about 175 to 220 pounds of critical metals and less than a ton of waste rocks. So yeah, EVs win the upfront mining Olympics by 3 to 5 times. Copper is 4 times more. Nickel is infinity more. Cobalt, lithium, and graphite, basically not even a chance. But gasoline has a dirty secret that we will uncover later. And if you drive a petrol car, you're not going to like it one little bit. So that's the screenshot that the anti-EV crowd spams everywhere. And they're technically correct for the first 30 seconds of the story, but the story has a second act that they never, ever show you. In Act 2, we get to the part that they conveniently forget to put into the meme, and that is, over its life, the average gasoline car drinks 5,000 to 7,000 gallons of gasoline. That's upwards of 40 to 50 tons of crude oil that has to be drilled, shipped, refined, and then burned into thin air. Gone. Forever. 100% dissipated. No recycling bin for CO2. So let's update the scoreboard. EVs dig up 3 to 6 tons once. Gas cars, about 40 tons obliterated. And if it happens to keep running, it keeps doing it every time you fill the tank. And while we're here, let's talk about that refining process. It uses a cobalt molybdenum catalyst to remove sulfur. Globally, oil refineries waste up to 1,000 tons of cobalt per year in slag and dust. Just for your car, the lifetime tank of gas quietly throws away between 1/3 and 1/2 pound of cobalt that never comes back. EVs get demonized for cobalt, but the fact is the oil industry has been leaking it for decades. And oh, by the way, the EV cobalt, well, it can be recycled. You can't do that with gasoline once you spew it into the atmosphere as pollution. Now, after Act 2, the scoreboard looks a wee bit different, wouldn't you say? Now let's move to Act 3. It's time to time travel. We're going to fast forward 15 years. Both cars are dead. Now, what comes back? For the gasoline car, 95 to 98% of the steel, aluminum, copper, and even the platinum from the catalytic converter are recycled like a champion. We've been doing that for years. But the 40 plus tons of oil it's burned, zero recycled. Ever. Now let's move over to the electric car. That same 95 to 98% of the body in copper, easily recycled. You get into the battery. The cobalt and nickel, 95 to 98% recovered. Lithium, 90 to 95% recovered with the new hydro plants, and it's getting better. Graphite and other rare earths still lag, but they're climbing fast at over 85 to 92% today. And they're heading to 95% because by 2030, that's what's mandated in the EU and in China. They're making it mandatory. So yes, right now, a tiny fraction of the EV battery materials still ghost into slag. We're talking maybe 370 pounds per car, worst case, for the battery slag and leftover non-recyclables. The ICE car isn't perfect either because it leaves behind about 150 pounds that cannot currently be recycled. But here's the deal. The materials that we cannot recycle today do not have to go into a landfill. For either car type, they can both be safely stored until they can be recycled with newer techniques. But compared to the literal tons of crude that every gas car turns into irreversible smoke, I'll let you do the math. Oh, and where are you safely storing all that CO2 you're cooking every time you press the start button? I didn't think so. In Act 4, we're actually going to answer all the unanswered questions. This is the final chapter. For this, we go back to the junkyard. In one pile, you have the dead gasoline car, and leaving about one truck bed of recycled steel and a literal mountain of invisible CO2, plus an extra large Coke-sized cup of missing cobalt that was lost in the refining process. Now, in the EV pile, you have that same truck bed full of steel plus one battery pack that gave back enough lithium, cobalt, and nickel to build most of the next battery. That's it. That's the whole fight. EVs front load the pain, then they close the loop. Gas cars spread the pain across every single mile, keeping the waste invisible coming out of the exhaust pipe. So you don't see it, you don't feel it. And then you can never, ever, and I mean ever, close the loop on that 40 tons of earth material that has gone into the atmosphere. Ever. So, the next time someone sends you that meme, EV bad because mining, hit them with that 40-ton ghost. Ask them how many blue whale-sized piles of carbon they're willing to burn this week. Sure, there are problems with battery mining, but the recycling gap is closing faster than Tesla can say full self-driving eventually. And the oil dissipation gap, that one is infinite. It can never be closed, but the wells can be plugged. So in conclusion, the numbers do not lie. The internal combustion engine consumes almost 39 tons of material that can never be recycled. Using today's energy mix, that is 6.3 times more than the EV will ever consume. Now here's something that's staggering. If you switch the EV to 100% renewable energy, the internal combustion engine consumes 210 times more materials. 210. Let that number sink in for just a minute. EVs are not perfect. But on the only scoreboard that matters, total stuff that we rip out of the earth and can never put back, they're smoking gasoline cars so hard that it's not even a race anymore. Is it time for you to get involved with the bunk blasting crusades? Drop your favorite anti-EV meme in the comments and I'll roast it in a future episode. Remember, to help this channel grow and move forward, subscribe, ring the notification bell, share this with that one uncle who knows everything and tells you that he does. You know the one I'm talking about, you'll likely see him this holiday season. This is Jim's EV Adventures, and you're watching an episode of our EV Bunk Blaster series. We came for the myths, and now we leave with the truth. I'm Jim, and I will see you out there, or somewhere along the route from point A to point B. EV Bunk Blasters out.